Anyhow, we were stationed in Komiša for a long time, and I remember Jack Churchill calling me to his office, and he says, you have to be our interpreter. I said, I talk badly Italian, I talk badly French, I talk German well, but I don't know Yugoslavian. He said, well, you're in charge, it's your job, you learn it your way, leave me out of this, it's your job. So it was a pressure, so I remember I went around Komiša to the mayor and doctor and the more prominent people, none of which talked English, and there was no dictionary, nobody had a Yugoslavian English dictionary, and I finally remember a guy, I think he was a pharmacist, if you call him a pharmacist. He was a little crummy little, he sold everything. I mean, it was a very small island. He said, nobody, he gave me to understand that nobody in Komiša talked English, that I should go across the island, and there's a priest, and the priest might be able to teach me. So I remember borrowing, I had nothing, I had to go to headquarters and borrow a jeep, and I went over the mountain to the other side, and pioneers were up there making an airfield, I remember. I never could understand wine cells, they would make an airfield in Komiša, but later on it became obvious, and I will touch upon it, because I made good use of that airfield. I forget what the town name was on the other side, and I went around and I asked for the priest, and I finally found the priest, and I told him in English, they couldn't understand English, and I told them in German, a little bit Italian, French, everything in my hands, that I want to learn Yugoslavian. Does he have a dictionary? No, nobody had a dictionary. So he said, well, Father, I have to learn Yugoslavian. He said, well, my son, there is no such language as Yugoslavian. I said, what do you mean there's no language? I have to learn it. I have to be the interpreter between Tito's troops and our unit. He said, where are you going to operate? I said, I don't know. I assume around here. He said, well, then you have to learn Croatian. And I remember I went every night and every weekend to that priest, and it was pathetic. He showed me a glass, and he told me what the word was in Croatian. He showed me a knife, and and that's the way, and I made up my own vocabulary, because there was no dictionary. So I literally created a dictionary with his help, and with broken English, broken Italian, German, and broken French. But I was never called to interpret anything. So I remember one day, and I don't know how long it was, we were ordered for a landing in Hvar. And I don't really remember anything about that landing. All I remember, for the first time, I met a partisan unit, and they were going to fight with us. We were going to attack from the front, and they were going to attack from the rear. And for the first time, I had to use my Croatian to communicate. And it worked. Actually, the attack was successful. I don't know what the town was. I don't know when it was. All I remember is that everybody was so pleased that I was able to communicate with the partisans. And then my fate was sealed. Every time there was something special thing, I was sent either with a small group or a large group. It ended up, I was in 23 separate landings. That is besides the Lerner, which was my first landing. I don't count Sicily because we were torpedoed. In so many incidents, people say, Fred, when I joined the British Army, I became Fred. because obviously Haim would use that name in a British art, talking English. And it amazed me that people much older than me, I mean, I don't know how much older they could have been, because, I mean, old men were not in the army, they were all fairly young. But people who were much older than me used to turn time and time again, what do we do now? And it always amazed me that I never thought I knew any more than them, but I somehow came up with suggestions, and I said so, and they followed it.